Hi, everybody. How are you? It is Friday, October 7th, and I am Nancy, the Disorderly Stitcher. I hope everyone is well. I hope that all of you in Florida are finding time to rebuild and adjust. I hope that everybody out west is doing well. I haven't heard too much about wildfires lately, so I'm going to think positively that they're calming down. Our weather here in South Central PA is in that crazy fall stage where a couple days it's chilly, then it's warm, then it's chilly, then it's cold, then it's warm. So needless to say, something is being hatched, trying not to get really, really sick. So anyway, yesterday it was 75, today it was in the low 70s, high 60s, and tomorrow it's supposed to be in the low 50s and freezing. So this is our life. But you can't control the weather, so why complain about it? So as the title of the video says, it's more quilt than stitch. It's been busy with school, and I'm going to be spending my weekend doing a lot of grading because they had a test today. I think some of them were in a little shock because this was the first test they had for me, and it's time to put on their big people pants and be a little responsible for their learning. I also had the unfortunate task of writing up a couple of students who decided to use language they shouldn't use, and that's the part of the job I don't like, is having to write them up and refer them to the administration and then write their parents. And I only hope the emails I received mean that these parents are truly going to follow through with talking to their children. But anyway, enough of that. Let's talk about something happy. So our local needlework / quilt shop, yarn shop, is closing. The young man that owns it was a student in our school district, and he graduated and worked for another store and then decided to open his own a few years ago. And he has decided to close the shop and go back and get his degree, which I think is awesome. So while we are sad on one hand of seeing the shop go, it's great that he's going on this adventure, and he's actually going back to school. So with that being said, last week was the first week of the sale. He did not have a lot of cross stitch supplies because when he first opened it wasn't selling well, and so he really cut back. I mean, really cut back to the point where all he had was a few charts and some week's dye works. So after school on the first day of the sale last week on the 27th, I decided to swing by to see what he had, and I made a beeline for the week's dye works. And while I was pulling things off, I knew it would be 30% off. And he came up behind me and he said, if you take everything that's left, it's 50% off. Well, duh, that's a no-brainer. So I pulled off 123 skeins of week's dye works, and I have alphabetized them all, and I have cataloged them on my spreadsheet. Don't ask me where that came from. And they are in my drawer, all alphabetized. No, actually they're in boxes right up there behind me. So I did my weeks, and I did my classic color works in another box, and I did my gentle arts, which I don't have a lot of. Sorry, the cat's meowing. So my goal is to get some kind of tall, slim shelf, about 18 to 24 inches, bookshelf, to put between one of the windows in here and the light switch. Do you want to say hello? I'll move the... Say hi. Sorry for the weird wobble. That was Lana. And you want to say hello? No? Okay, she's not the friendliest cat. Anyway, my goal is to get some kind of shelf or cabinet and be able to put my project bags and floss and charts, because the two little plastic, well, I guess you can't see them from this angle, the two little plastic drawer things that I got at Michael's, they aren't cutting it anymore. So that's the plan there. So what have I been up to? Well, as the story goes, it's more quilt than stitch. So I am working on the Lori Holt Prairie Meadows sew along. I'm not really a keep up with the sew along person, but for some reason the bug has bit me. I am about 4 weeks behind, but I'm good with that. It'll get done. So what happens is this is done with an applique method that I learned a few years ago and that Lori Holt also promotes. But what you do is you take, I think I mentioned this last week, but you take your interfacing. So there's my interfacing after it's cut. And you put it on the right side and you sew on the line, and then you slit it in the back and you turn it right side out and you press it. Now my oak leaves are a little gimpy in some of the points, but I'm okay with that. They might be a little gimpy if I was hand appliquing, who knows, because those kind of cleavage points, sharp cleavage points, are hard to get exact. And here's another example of these little circles. So there's the interfacing and there's the fabric. But anyway, so block 1 is done and I'm doing it by machine. So there's that. So I'm pleased. It feels heavy, but you know, it's got all those little pieces. And you can see how I'm choosing to do the machine applique. So I pin it in place and I then use Sue Daily glue and put some little spots of glue and hold it down and then go around it. So it's one of those where I place everything and then I take it apart, and the first thing I have to put down are these stems because they're like in the background. And then I start building the pieces on top. So that's block 1. So I'm pleased with that. And then this, I started block 2 last weekend and I got a lot of it done. But there's block 2. So there will be 4 oak leaves, 1 in each corner, and then the green circles are sort of accent circles on either side of the oak leaves, between the oak leaves and the orange flowers. So, you know, it's not perfect, but it's good enough for me. So I'm happy. I'll sleep under it. Nobody else wants to. That's fine. So in the end, this is what it's going to look like. So I have this one done and this one almost done, and then 3, 4, and 5 have been released. I don't think 6 has been released yet, but this is on Lori Holt's blog, Be in My Bonnet, and I'll put a link there. And she also has a few other ones, sew-alongs that she's done. So, you know, if you're into quilting and you want to check this out and try your hand at her method of applique with the interfacing, go for it. Now, I will tell you that finding her interfacing is difficult because of supply chain issues, but what isn't hard to find because of supply chain issues? So that's what I've been sewing on. I have to make my bias strip stems, so I make them one at a time, and then I have to go on to block 3. So that will be something I try to work on here Hopefully I can get block 2 done this weekend, but we'll see, because I have 75 tests to grade. All right, so something else I did accomplish. I don't remember if I showed this to you last week. I do apologize if I get redundant, but I made this. I love the Nantucket Summer fabric. I'm not much of a blue person, but we're going to go with it. I love it. I don't know why. I think I said last week, my dream is to have a white room with like beadboard walls up half the wall and white, yeah, and like a beach type thing. And I'm not a beach person, but anyway, I made that. And I put the charm, the little sailboat charm on it. Now, this came in the mail this week. I was so pumped. So this was an exclusive through one of the groups I'm on in Facebook. And it's a chart that everybody was talking about. And so I thought, why not? So it uses, I don't even know what this is, Steinbeck. This is Needle and Flax. I love Rachel. Go over and watch her video. She is a hoot. She's very down to earth. She reminds me of me. Very into history. Again, reminds me of me. But anyway, she does her own dyeing. And this is her Steinbeck. Now this is 36 count. I don't know if you can really tell what it is. But anyway, she does beautiful, beautiful dyeing. I love using it. And it's very soft. But anyway, and so it also came with the classic. You could order the cottons. I chose to order the cottons instead of silks or anything like that. And so they're all classic colorworks. And what I thought was cool, you know, they only give you this little bitty bit of sugar plum, but I'm okay with that. And then there's antique lace and autumn spice. There's just some really, really pretty colors. Okay. And this is the chart by Scarlet House, a sampler for all seasons. So there's the verse. And I fought this and I fought this for the longest time. And I finally gave in. And this is another one that they had a hard time getting hold of, you know, because Rachel was having a hard time getting a hold of fabric to dye or cloth to dye. They were having a hard time getting the kits out. And yeah, it's amazing. So it also comes with the cloth for the little pin keep and the pins. How about that? So yes, it immediately got put into my new bag, and I love it because it's already serged around the edges. I don't have to deal with that. So it's going out into the project bag pile that, yeah, they're not getting worked on, but it's in the pot. I also, my mother-in-law found this. They've been cleaning out their attic. And she found this up in the attic. She brought it over, you know, batted her eyes and said, "Hey, would you be willing?" So it's this one, Cinnamon Stick Christmas 5. I don't know. It's from, I don't know what the copyright is. I don't even think it says. No, it doesn't. But anyway, it's this one she wants done, this pillow. And believe it or not, when she found the pattern, she must have found the fabric. So there's the fabric. And she said, "Do you want me to go get the floss? Do you need me to go get the floss?" And I just sort of looked over at my glasses and I was like, really? So I had all but 2. So she went and bought 2, but these are, you know, some more beautiful colors. We have 3371, which seems to be the brown of choice. And yeah, 712s and a nice sort of like off-white. But anyway, They're beautiful. So it's going to be worked on slowly but surely. You know, I said, I don't know if I'll get it done for Christmas. She said, that's okay. And, you know, she said, would you be willing to make this? And I said, I'll stitch it. You make the pillow, or you'll never get it. So that's on the list. And then there's a gal I have ordered a few charts from in the Stash Unloading group on Facebook. And she was selling this sampler. And it was one of those, you know, I get up in the morning and I eat my breakfast. And while I'm eating my breakfast before school, I will peruse Facebook. And this came up and I ignored it. You know, I fought the urge. Well, lo and behold, it was still on sale by the time I got home from school. So I guess that was telling me, you're supposed to buy this. So I did. But it's Elizabeth Ann Adams, 1839, by Wild Heart Designs from Springfield, PA, which is down near Philly. I don't know the copyright. Oh, it comes with a stitch roller gauge. How nice. But it's a big chart. 2006. But anyway, so it's a cute little sampler. It's got a lot of different motifs in it. So that'll be one that you finish a motif, and you actually feel like you've accomplished something. But she must be doing a lot of cleaning out, because she also sells with it the floss and the fabric. So she sort of laughed at me and said, I'm going to put a note in here about what the fabric is, because I know you like to keep track. So this is a 36 count dark espresso. I have to serge it or zigzag it. I don't have a serger. So that's on my list of things to do. Sorry for the crunchy sounds. And I got my Weeks Dye Works Club threads. So they are beautiful golden browns. Did I show this to you last week? I don't remember, but they're gorgeous. We have hazelnut, and we have cinnamon twist. That's pretty. And we have pecan, or pecan, as my husband says. And we have tiger's eye, which is beautiful. Has all the golds and browns all pushed together. And bright leaf, like a golden oak leaf. And chickpea. So those are going to go in the week stash. So I didn't want to toss that part before I showed it to you. I also got my Stitch Card Club Set N patterns from what's that place in Texas? Back Quarter Shop. And these are really nice because I think I've shown you them before, but they come, it's a club. You can join at any time, but you get them, you know, when they get them. Again, it's the supply chain issue. But I'm not even going to try to open it. So you get 4. I love the gnome. So that's set N. And they're always 24 by 24. So it's nice because you can take some of her charts and, you know, put these in and not have a problem replacing the picture. So that came. I can't think of anything else that came in the mail. Oh, when I was at the shop for the sale, fabric was also on sale, and I didn't really need any fabric, but I picked up a couple jelly rolls. One is Joe Morton Adamstown, and so it's, you know, traditional, like, I want to say Civil War type prints, but I thought it would make a nice rug. And then I also got a Halloween ghosts and greetings. And I'm sorry I can't tell who the designer is because the ribbon's covering it. Ghosts and Greet, Deb Strain. So it's Halloween. I'm really starting to appreciate Halloween with all the stitches that are out there. But anyway. And my mother loved orange. So that was thrown on the floor because I just dropped it. So with that being said, this is going to be a relatively short video. I'm going to announce the winner of the giveaway from 2 weeks ago. So I will insert the picture of the winner's name right here. All right, so our giveaway winner is Lori Reckler. She said, I love that Nantucket fabric line as well. I purchased the FQ bundle, which I have just been petting for the last several months, and I bought 8 mini charms. Found them on sale somewhere. I did make a project bag with them. Right now it sits in my whip basket next to my stitching chair. So, thank you so much, Lori. And you are the winner of the Stitch Card Set A by Lori Holt. Thank you so much to everybody that entered. I loved reading your comments, and I do read every one. Some I do reply to, some I do make sure to give a heart to everyone that has commented. I truly appreciate it. And I do apologize for the shortness of this video. It's been a day, and I really don't have a whole lot to show you, but please take the time to check out Rachel at Needle and Flax. She has a floss tube, and she has a online shop. And if you want to find out more about the Bee in My Bonnet, or the Prairie Meadow from Bee in My Bonnet company from Lori Holt, I will post her website down below as well. And she also has a floss tube where she discusses stitching, quilting, and crocheting. So with that said, please have a wonderful weekend with your loved ones. Have a wonderful week next week, and I will see you again. I don't know if it will be next week, but at least 2 weeks, and take care. All right, bye-bye.